Philanthropist, I can never say that, but Lloyd is with us in the studio. Lloyd, great to have you with us. Can I ask this? Because this is what I was reading some of your background. Now, this is your words, right? You said at school you were quite mediocre. You weren't a genius, you said, but you weren't an idiot. You failed economics. You didn't go to university. And in '76, you opened one shop, a bureau de change. How does that go from that to becoming the world's biggest, exchange retailer in the world? What do you do?
A lot of hard work, a lot of persistence, a lot of self-belief, and it was a time when I think the big banks who had traditionally provided these services, this was not a core business for them, and they were less interested. The euro came in, they were even less interested, and for us, we always saw euro as more opportunity than threat.
Okay. I was wondering, you were saying how quick you are to spot changes in the market. Is there anything at the moment, a niche that hasn't been filled that you think, obviously, you're not going to tell us what it is,
well, but... You can, Lloyd, I'm ready.
Is there anything that you're amazed at the moment no one's doing?
Not that I'm aware of immediately, but we're looking at some quite interesting businesses which we're backing, and some interesting new photography we're about to launch in the next couple of months. So watch this space. Okay. And of course, click and collect is, well, that's not new, but nobody's really cracked the problem about how to conveniently collect and return things in an online shopping market.
That is interesting, because this is dawdle we're talking about, right? Yeah, because one of my bugbears, and just like most of us consumers, right, big online purchaser, my wife is too, but you're not at home to collect the ruddy thing, right? I mean, and it's a pain to send it off and that. So is this where you're a co-founder of this, right?
Correct.
You got together and you thought, well, there's a little hole.
Well, it was originally an idea being looked at by Network Rail. They came to me to lead the business and to partner with them. I bought them out about 6 months ago, and we're building and developing this business. The real insight here, as far as our retail network is concerned, is for people to be able to do this at convenient commuter locations. So on your way to work, you can return things. On your way home from work, you can collect things. So this is a journey you're doing anyway. But Dottle is growing into also quite a powerful IT capability to really drive click and collect for retailers as well as consumers.
Your other business is the Office Group, which provides space for startups and new companies. How do you think the climate is for people starting out now? Is it easier or harder than when you were beginning?
I think it's easier, principally through technology. I mean, you could start a business today from your bedroom. And it's interesting to note that last year we had a record number of businesses started in this country, over 600,000. I mean, people used to refer to us as a nation of shopkeepers. Perhaps we're a nation of entrepreneurs now.
But it's technology driven, right? You don't need bricks and mortar like you needed a shop, right? In '76, you don't need that today.
No, you can sit in your home and do it.
I mentioned '76. Can I just go back, because I'm just curious about your background. In '76, before you opened this bureau de change, in '73. You started off, you went into an investment bank.
Correct.
With no experience, no qualifications.
I was 21.
But can I tell you, that was '73. Now, could you remind viewers around the world, and those perhaps here in Britain, what happened in '73?
Well, within 3 months, we had a quadrupling of the oil price overnight. We had miners' strikes. We had 3-day working weeks. We had the collapse of the stock market, the property market. We had the collapse of the government. We had miners' strikes.
How did you work with that then? I mean, this, as I said, baptism of fire.
It was absolutely a baptism of fire. I mean, I went to do this to get as much commercial experience in as short a time as possible, and for all the wrong reasons, I got an absolute baptism of fire. You're right, but it was an incredible apprenticeship, and I would go into meetings where not only sort of the bank's borrowers were in trouble, but the banks were in trouble, and the Bank of England was trying to hold the whole thing together, and it was, it was a great apprenticeship.
But that just quickly, that's just what's given you the tools to go forward and open the bureau, for example, right?
Yeah, it was a great insight for me, and I've always loved business, and when you've been through that experience, you're up for any challenge.
And what was it about the exchange market that initially piqued your interest?
I wanted to start my own business. It was very important to me. We were coming into '77, the Queen's Silver Jubilee year. Lots of tourists due to come to London, and I thought this would be an interesting thing to do. And to cut a long 40-year story short, it became a global business.
Yeah. Try a little harder next time, Lloyd, though, really seriously, okay? We appreciate your time, Lloyd.
Thank you.
Lloyd Dorfman, thank you very
much
for coming in.